The following is a presentation of Zagnif Productions, LLC.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What's up, gang? How you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? How are all of you in the back doing? And a big shout out, Colin. You said there was some folks. Your family is here in town. Your mom and pops are here in town. I got a chance to meet them over the weekend. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever in Oklahoma City, there's a place that you need to go and have breakfast. It's called the Big Biscuit. They serve all day breakfast. They serve pancakes as big as the plate. I got a fairly large wingspan here, and the pancake was bigger than my hand. It was insane. It took me 3 days to eat that 2 stack of pancakes. 3 days.
Oh, 3 days.
3 days. 3 days.
Yeah, man. Want to say what's up to my family out in Oklahoma City. Well, Oklahoma, actually, in Edmond, where close to your neck of the woods, man.
Yeah, right around my neck of the woods. Don't be giving out where I live at, man.
You say the heart of
yeah. So those of you wondering who I am Mr. Fingers coming to you live from the 405 in the heart of Oklahoma City, where the wind comes whipping down the plain. And that guy right there, that guy over there, he is the brother from another, the sexy Mother Hubbard, the ace of base in the place, in your face. I am very happy to be here. The trash has already been taken out, so we are going to be closing McDonald's for the night because we're going to be watching the show. That is Colin P. from the DMV. What's good with you, baby?
Man, I've been good. Had a great weekend, great win for us. Didn't really watch the Falcons too much, but but in Dawgs. How about them Dawgs? No, good weekend of college football. Mess around into too much. But yeah, just like I said before, I want to send a special shout out to my cousin. He's in the chat already. Eric out there with my mom and dad and Allison, and I want to say congratulations to Eric's son. They got married this weekend, so that's why my family's out there.
Oh man, that gets the air horn. Plus, that gets one of these right here. Indeed.
Yeah. Wish I could have made it out that way, but had some other priorities. Had to, look at that job thing. That was uncertain one thing.
Hey, priorities. I understand priorities, and I want to send a big thank you out to your moms and pops. I finally got a chance to meet them, and bro, they are some fun to hang out with, man.
Oh yeah.
Your mom's is something. Your mom's is something else, man.
I know. I called her and we talked about you a little bit. I told her what I told you. I said,
yeah. And then she said, then your father said, "Well, we got the wedding at 4:00. We better hope this thing end by 6, because the game is coming."
yeah, they come out priorities.
I ain't trying to tell all your business if I'm telling on you. But yeah, we had a very nice time at breakfast, and safe travel to you head back down the road. I understand that they either headed out today or they're leaving tomorrow.
I think they're leaving tomorrow.
Yeah, and congratulations to your cuz on the nuptials. Brother.
Yeah, man.
This is the one I was waiting for. This is the team I was waiting to see all season.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I hate to say it's a letdown, but we get all this build up and they do something like this, and I'm like, I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. It was a game there to begin with, but then I don't know. We might be turning the corner, bro. We might be.
Well, we shall see. But I just want to know: did you happen to watch College Game Day on Saturday?
Oh yeah.
Of course. Those of you that are watching with us, welcome to This Week in UGA Football. We're here talking all things Georgia football. We also get around the rest of the conference, and we also talk a little bit about some things going on outside the conference. But we're talking about it right now. College Game Day. I don't know how I missed this. Somebody sent this to me because I was watching Game Day before for a little bit before I went and hung out with your parents. But somebody sent this to me, so I gotta share this because it got me hyped. I was tired when I got off work. I was getting ready to call you and cancel, and I saw this video, and I was like,
"What's that coming down the track? It's the mean machine in the red and black. Nothing finer in the land than a drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan. Go Dawgs! Go Dawgs!
Definitely saw that. The best part of it was nothing finer in the land than a drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan.
Well, fun fact: did you know that song was originally composed for the Red Coat Marching Band?
No, I did not. That's new info.
The lyrics of that song originally go to "Nothing finer in the land than the Georgia Marching Redcoat Band."
Okay, all right, yeah.
And of course, fans being fans. you know that. Well, you get them UGA fans around Sanford Stadium or in a bar or at home and a few drinks in them, and it's time to turn up.
Bro, I tell you what, that game day, man, I was loving seeing those former Dogs, and Stetson came out there to accept that award. That was was good to see him.
It was the first public sighting of Stetson Bennett. We know he's been going through some things, and we wish him the best, and hopefully he'll be able to come back next season and show everybody why he was worthy of that draft pick. That young man is a phenomenal young man in every sense of the word.
Yeah, that's
it was good to see him. And then Coach Rick got hit. Everybody got some love on Saturday. Everybody got love on Saturday. We promise you we're going to get into the game talk here in a minute. Just a whole bunch. We excited. We excited to be here. We're very happy to be here. Just like I said earlier in the intro. So what we're going to do is we're going to take ourselves a really, 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 really short break, and we're going to compose ourselves and woosah so that we don't get overexcited and miss anything that we need to talk about. But as soon as we do, we will be right back, and we're going to talk Georgia football right after this. You guys are seeing a white screen. There we
Yeah.
go. Oh, there we go. And we're back. I don't know why that particular commercial break takes a very long time to come back, but we are back this week in UGA football. Mr. Fingers, Colin P. from the DMV. Yes, this show is sponsored by Zagnif Apparel. Zagnif Apparel. You can get yourself all kinds of cool stuff like that right there. Hit the QR code in the upper left-hand corner over here. That code right. It's tricky.
Got to
It's
be
tricky.
opposite.
There we go. It's tricky. That one right there. Go ahead and hit that QR code. That'll take you right to the website. You can order all kinds of cool Zagnif Apparel swag. And yes, they do come in red and black. They do come in red and black with the white signature there. Actually, we're going to do another hat giveaway here for the SEC championship game since we did clinch, and we'll get into that in just a bit. So let's go ahead and go around the SEC. It played on your end, and it took 20 seconds to play on my end. I have no idea what is going on right now with that, but that's okay. We're going to get into that. So let's go around the SEC. Of course, first of all, we cannot talk about the rest of the SEC without talking about our soon-to-be SEC champion opponent, the Crimson Tide of Alabama.
Yeah.
Do it yet again. Early in the season, it looked like they may be down. They may have been down. They may have been out. Jalen Milroe couldn't throw his way out of a paper bag. Lots of miscues. The defense kept them in a lot of games. They, much like Georgia, were a second-half team all season. The running joke was they had the T-shirts that said, "I want my coach to be as mad as Miss Terry," or something like that.
Yeah.
And last week, I think it was week before, Colin made Nick Saban a member of the Nation of Islam. I have not put that into a clip yet, but it's going to be a clip for next week's show. But Alabama comes out, goes down to Kentucky, handles business 49-21. Jalen Milroe, 15-22, 234 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did throw one pickle. They pulled him in the fourth quarter. Ty Simpson wound up throwing 3 passes, 51 yards. Not bad. Devin Leary, they just kept Devin Leary on his back all day. They kept him running. They kept him scrambling. Not a lot of help rushing. Actually, this was a surprise. This was because this was a game that Milroe won with his arm and not with his feet. And all season people were saying, yeah, okay, he's got a cannon, but he can't throw, he can't throw the short passes. He got it together. He definitely got it together. He spread the ball all the way around, 285 yards passing. No one receiver had over 100 yards. I noticed that somebody very noticeably missing from the receiving roster, a certain person that used to play for a team that wore red and black that went to Tuscaloosa. No receptions for that guy. I wonder what happened to him. I have no idea.
I don't know, but like you said, there was eight receivers. And then I think the most yards McClellan had 43 yards, and so none of them had over 100 yards, even close to 100 yards. But like you said.
And nobody broke over a 20-yard run during the course of the game, which again for Alabama. But again, if you can use the short runs to set up the pass, and Jalen Milroe, he didn't break the scoreboard, but he still put up 234 yards. So it was all over, all around even game. Alabama's defense is clicking on all cylinders. They held the Ray Davis. Remember that guy? Remember he ran for almost 200 yards against Florida, and we said, "Ooh, he might be trouble." Ray Davis did have 2 touchdowns, but they were all short yardage, no more than 26 yards. Actually, Ramon Jefferson was their leading rusher with 73 yards. Good Lord.
Yeah.
74 yards on one. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. You're not just gonna run that by me like you didn't just hold on. The stat sheet says he had his longest run was for 74 yards, but his total for the day was 73. So that means the other carry was for negative 1 yard. But I'm not gonna clown Alabama too hard. You know what? I've grown a very healthy respect for the Crimson Tide. They had definitely become our postseason rival, make no doubt about it. As soon as the tickets go on sale, it's supposed to be playing out here in Tuscaloosa next season. I'm buying tickets. Colin, you need to come.
Absolutely. Well, we'll grab my old cousin. We're going to go to the game next year. I guarantee you. Absolutely.
100%. 100%. Moving on to our next game here. Let me go ahead and change the graphic real quick since we're done talking about Bama. Let's see. We got some other games of note. Nothing really popped off. Florida lost. Florida actually looked halfway decent in the loss.
Yeah.
I mean, as decent as Florida could look. Graham Mertz threw for over 300 yards. He only had one touchdown, but he didn't throw any interceptions. ATN ran for almost 100 yards, but LSU, I mean, dude, but LSU is one of the strangest. If I had to say what the strangest team is in the SEC is this season, it's LSU.
I would agree.
LSU LSU can put up all the points and all the yards in the world, and the defense is they let Florida score 35. We're talking about Florida, okay? We're talking about the same Florida team that 3 weeks ago was one game away from being bowl eligible.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, it looked like it was going to be a game at halftime. I mean, like they were playing them tough, and then LSU kind of ran away with it. But.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And just as a footnote for Florida season, a lot of Georgia fans follow a fellow YouTuber by the name of Uncle Lou, who likes to put out a "Your Season Is Over" video every Sunday. And unfortunately, it looks like Florida is going to have themselves another losing season because at 5-5, around the corner next week, number 14 Missouri, and then following that, number 4 Florida State.
Yeah.
Don't really give them much of a chance in either game, but I mean, hey, who knows? Stranger things have happened. Didn't Clemson lose to Duke earlier this year?
Yeah.
If memory serves correctly. So if Clemson can lose to Duke and then wind up dropping 3 more behind that to have a 4-loss season with Dabo Swinney at the helm, it is entirely possible. Okay, I can't even say that with a straight face. Anyway,
I was going to say, those state games can be crazy, but I'm sorry, Florida State's going to stomp them up. I am so sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to stop there while I'm ahead. Even Jesus was peeking through the ceiling like, you better not tell that lie. But bright spot for the game, not for the Gators, for LSU. Jaden Daniels almost 600 yards.
That's insane.
600 yards. I think he broke a record with that one right there. He did. He put up 234 on the ground with his feet, not handing the ball off. He ran for 235 yards, 2 touchdowns. His longest rush was 85 yards, and he threw for 372 yards and 3 touchdowns. That is absolutely insane.
That's
the only reason I'm going to tell you this right now, the only reason he is not higher in Heisman contention is because they have 3 losses. If LSU was undefeated right now, Jaden Daniels would be challenging Michael Penix for the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, I would agree. That's crazy. That's that line. Looks. I mean, you can't even say it was swapped. You can't even 372, 234 rushing. That is insane.
Yeah, and he's a senior this year, so he's definitely going. He's probably going to go ahead and cash in on the draft while the getting is good. Up next for LSU. Oh man, I moved away from the page trying to be smart. We'll get right back to that in just a second, folks. Listen, we're not ESPN. We make mistakes every now and again. We try and be as professional as possible, but we make mistakes every now and again. No, we're not going to do that because then they'll hit us with the copyright thing. Georgia State next week. That's definitely a win. And Texas A&M. Oh, what a lead in Texas A&M.
Wow,
they got Texas A&M. And, so speaking of Texas A&M, Texas A&M. Hey, Colin, you know that there's a holiday. It's not really a holiday, but it's like a special day to set aside. It's a holy day, a church holy day, Christian church holy day. And it rolls around every spring. And there's a rabbit, and there's these things. Then the rabbit brings these colored eggs.
Yeah.
And what is it? Who don't the birds have to? The birds have to lay the eggs, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
birds have to lay the eggs.
I think so.
Well, good old Jimbo's been laying some good fat eggs while he's been in Texas, coaching Texas A&M. The boosters finally said that's enough. We're digging up the desert. We're going to find that money we got buried in the desert or whatever it is. You know what? I said if he had a winning season this season, I said earlier this week, a couple of weeks ago, if he had a winning season, he would at least be able to ride out the season to get one more season. But it looks like Texas A&M, the boosters have had enough, even with a very decisive win over Mississippi State. Looks like the best Texas A&M is going to be is 8-4 again this season. No New Year's Six Bowl, no CFP. A lot of people are saying 8-4 is respectable, but
well, I mean, not considering not for when he got hired. Didn't they? Didn't AD or somebody gave him a trophy with a national championship with the date actually his name national championship, then 2000 or 20 then a dash. So they gave him that, in hopes of him saying basically he's going to win one and no win. Then he got didn't he say he had supposed to have the best transfer portal, like the best teams and been paying
well,
that's a great team. So
let's not mince words. He has a good team there. He's got the talent there. It's just you can't. Okay. Gordon Ramsay. You could have all the ingredients for a perfect meal, and you could be you could Gordon Ramsay could bring you the ingredients and say, Colin, I want you to make this meal. It's going to be great. You've got all the ingredients. All you've got to do is follow the instructions, and you'll have a 5-star meal right here. It'll be incredible. If you don't know how to put that meal together, the ingredients are useless. The ingredients are useless. You might as well get yourself a pack of ramen out of the pantry and throw it in the microwave and nuke it and eat it.
Well,
that's what Jimbo Fisher's been doing. I mean, he's had top 10 recruiting classes since he's been there. But
so
you know what?
So you're basically saying he's throwing it in the pot like gumbo.
Yeah, like the Cajun chef. Yeah, you just throw that right there in the pot like gumbo. That's right. That's right. You put that in there.
And that does remind me a lot of the Coach O situation because I mean the amount of money that dude got paid to leave.
Well, go Tigers. You know what though? I have finally figured out what it is that I want to be when I grow up.
What's that?
I want to be an SEC football coach, head football coach, because they make more money when they get fired. Could you imagine? Could you imagine you go to work for any job, even if you just get paid $60K a year?
Yeah.
And you get fired and they continue to pay you $60K a year for the next 7 years?
I mean, it's like Ocho said, which door you want me to walk out of and when do you want me to do it?
Let me know. Let me know, brother. I won't even let the door hit. I'll even let the door hit me in the booty hole on the way out the door.
Yeah, man.
Pause. So there you go. Texas A&M wins 51-10, but it's all for naught because they'll be playing without their coach. And then apparently they made the decision Thursday before the game was even played. So they knew they were firing him even if he won or he lost.
Yeah.
Arkansas back to their losing ways. Arkansas loses to Auburn. Auburn's going to make a bowl game this year. That is their 6th win. They didn't look uber impressive. They'll probably lose that bowl game. South Carolina, who knew all it took for South Carolina to look impressive was for them to play Vanderbilt. Poor Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Spencer Rattler threw for 351 and 3 touchdowns and still, wait a minute, he was playing Vanderbilt and still threw an interception? Okay. Spencer Rattler is with that, Spencer Rattler just relegated himself to probably a lower 3rd draft pick, maybe a high 4th round draft pick. But it is what it is. Tennessee, who we face next week, number 13 Tennessee, definitely got it handed to him by Missouri.
Yeah,
thought it would be closer. But Missouri still being Missouri. Brady Cook for 275. Schrader ran for 205. That boy is nasty.
And 205 rushing and 116 receiving. So, that boy.
Yeah, and he's a senior. He's definitely, thank God he's a senior. We won't have to see him next year. I said that with my whole chest. And that boy wore us out, did he not? I can see if Larry was still with us, I can see Larry going, the Dogs have got to figure something out to get this guy contained.
Exactly.
But Missouri wins 36-7. They now move to 8-2. Tennessee down to 7-3. And that basically covers the gamut as far as the SEC. Now, moving on to some other notable games. Every now and again, you see a team that wins a big game. Okay, can I talk to your cousin for a minute? See, your cousin had met me.
No, but
Hey,
you know,
cuz I'm just gonna let you know. You had the opportunity this year to play us. I would have been at the game. I would have been in
hey,
Norman at
I
the
know.
game.
I told him that my plan was to come visit you and then surprise him. We already had that plan. We were coming.
We
I
had
was
the
coming.
whole plan in motion, and then all of a sudden, 3 months before the season, the game had been canceled, and we can't get a home at home. Even though that look, sometimes people, like Cat Williams say, sometimes people will tell you something and expect you to believe it when they know it don't make no sense. Now, Oklahoma has made it known that they are moving to the SEC. Where, if correct me if I'm wrong, Colin, don't the Dogs play in the SEC? That's the last time I checked. I thought they was in the SEC too, right?
Yeah. I believe
Okay,
so.
that's what I was thinking. So anyway, so then they say we cancel the game because we don't know if we could get a game in return.
I don't know.
Don't they play in the same conference? They could have just they're gonna be in the same conference next year.
See, I thought the whole thing with them in Texas was supposed to get there sooner rather than later, and something happened with that.
Well, the Big 12, the Big 12, no, it wasn't that the Big 12 put the kibosh on it. It was just that the amount of money that was going to have to be paid out, they decided to ride it out one more year. They could have gone last year, but they would have had to pay some gobs more money. But they were able to break the grant of rights this year. I think this was the last year, the grant of rights, and they decided not to renew it. They're leaving. So
I think with Oklahoma, like the game, not to get off kilter here, but the game with Oklahoma, they already had that Bama Texas game, right? Didn't they have that already scheduled?
I'm not sure. I don't
think that they didn't want those two high profile games there at the same time.
Man,
whatever.
You know what though, cuz I hope you don't mind if I call you cuz. I'm gonna tell you this, cuz real talk. It probably was very fortunate because I am probably by and far the loudest dog fan in this entire state. and if y'all had come down to if the Dogs had come to Norman, I would have been all on ESPN all day that Saturday, barking and dancing and carrying on. I would have been cutting the fool.
I would have put you on a leash. Got me Maryland.
No, sir. You put me on no lip. Come on, man. This ain't 50 Shades of Grey. What you talking about?
No. Come on now. You went the wrong way on that.
Yeah, hey, you went the wrong way talking about putting a leash on me. Come on now. That ain't even right. Got me a Marlin. But other games of note, as we were saying, keeping this thing moving along before we get
that all the time.
Before we get banished from the internet. Other games of note. Sometimes you win a big game and then you get a big head, and then you go into the next game with a big head, and then you get beat by a coach that got fired from a lackluster team in the SEC. Yep. Less than a week after Oklahoma State shocks the world, not the world, but at least the football world, beats the Sooners, wins with the final ever Bedlam game.
Yeah.
Goes down to Orlando and lays a big fat goose egg. That's where I was going with the egg laying thing. That's where I'm going with the egg laying thing. And we got way off track. Wow.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I got nothing for this. Do you think that they were just looking past UCF? Or do you think that UCF?
They were riding high on that win, I guess. I don't know.
Because UCF is not that good this year. Now, Gus Malzahn they're in the Big 12 now. I mean, they beat OSU, and now that has kind of thrown the whole Big 12 thing back into a tizzy, because if they had won out, if Oklahoma State had won out, then it would have been between them and Texas, who holds the lead in the conference right now with just the one loss. So, and I know that the Sooner fans were pointing and laughing, of course.
Oh yeah.
So I noticed that a lot of my friends he said, wait a minute, I ain't say they would have won.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. He's a realist.
Hey, look, Whew, if you got any ties to anybody from Georgia and you are remotely a Georgia sports fan, even by association, you learn to have realistic expectations about your sports team. Hashtag Falcons. How could you lose to the Cardinals? But that's a different story for a different day.
Well,
Bruh, wait, hold on.
I just want to say that Rose Bowl was the best game.
Time out. Watch this. Last week, they lost to the Vikings, whose quarterback was playing with the Cardinals the week before. This past Sunday, they lost to the Cardinals themselves. I'm done. I got nothing. Yeah. I'm not done with the team, but Arthur Blank, you got to do something. What is Arthur Smith?
I've got nothing on Arthur Smith. I mean, that play calling is abysmal. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And having said that, we're gonna move on from the Atlanta Falcons before I start cussing on the internet. The eagle to cuss on the internet. I don't want to cuss on my show because I don't want your family to think I got as foul a mouth as I actually have. So, having said all of that, we are going to take ourselves another commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. And you guys, hang tight. Don't go far. We will be right back. I don't know why I did that. Don't ask. Yes, it's the same music from the other commercial. We on a small budget. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ZagnifApparelDesign.com is where you go. That right there is where you go if you want to. If you don't have the website, you don't have the internet, you can scan that right. Oh, I actually got it right that time. That right there is where you go to get it. Right on the money, just a little closer to the front of the screen. A little closer to the front of the screen there. Anyway, welcome back to This Week in UGA Football. We got a couple of new subscribers to the page. Thank you all for subscribing. Thank you all for tuning in. I am Mr. Fingers, live from the 405. That is Colin P. from the DMV, and we are here to talk Georgia football. And now it's time to switch gears and talk about the team you all came to hear us talk about, and that being none other than your Georgia Bulldogs, who win number 10 on the season, win number 26 in a row, if my count is correct. They defeat Ole Miss 17-52, clinch the SEC East, although that was already a done deal with the Tennessee loss.
Yeah.
This is a game we were waiting to see. I know Tennessee is a little irritated because they were hoping to play spoiler to Ole Miss. They were hoping to play spoiler and get a chance to get back at us. And I got a chance to talk to a Tennessee correspondent about how they felt about the loss, and this is what they had to say about it.
What did he say?
Need to get you. So they weren't too terribly happy about that. But this is, like I said, this is the game that we have been waiting for all season. This is what we were looking for, a complete game, a balanced game Last week, even last week against Missouri, it's like going into the end of the first half, you had enough time to maybe move the ball downfield a little bit, kick a field goal, give yourself a little breathing room. What did they do? 2 short runs up the middle, right into the heart of that defense, which at that point had not broken yet.
Right.
It's like, drop a little pass, drop a fade route off on the sidelines or something, like anything other than what you're doing. And then they came out Saturday. Oh my God. So
Yeah,
Colin, I'm gonna let you give me your 2 cents on what you saw this Saturday, and now I'll jump in and give you mine.
First and foremost, they rebuilt him. He came back faster, stronger, better. Mr. Man, number 19 was on the field. I cannot believe that he got back, came back that soon. And did you hear the reason why? I mean, Kirby explained why. And,
no, I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it? So basically, when he was hurt, I'm sure you heard a little bit of chirping here and there, but these agents, these guys are calling up Brock saying he might want to forgo, want to be on the bench, want to just get healthy and not play another game this season. That pissed him off real bad. And Kirby said that he actually came and talked to him and basically said that that's not me, coach. That's not how I'm built. He said I'm getting on and that made him work that extra harder to get on the field that quicker. And Kirby said you can pretty much guarantee those guys that called him the agents that will not be representing him. So that put the fire in him. But anyway, I was glad he got a touchdown. He was playing his heart out. And man, we could go on and on about the players. The players, Carson Beck. He was throwing dimes. McConkey, your boy McConkey. Whew. He was all over the field. And
Beck had himself another great game. 18-25, 306, 2 TDs. I think I'll have to check his stats, but I think he's kind of still on pace. He was on pace to at least catch Stetson's record.
I believe you're right. I think he's on pace for it. Yeah, I think so. But it was a good game, man. I enjoyed it because we were on all cylinders and the defense was. But still, I get upset, and you're gonna get mad at me on this. But I get upset when we try to, we give it a touchdown. We let them march right on down the field, score, and then we turn it on. But
well, actually, Ole Miss. If anything, Ole Miss can hang their hat on at this game is that they were the only team to score 2 touchdowns on us in the first. No, I think Missouri did it too. But they scored 2 touchdowns on us in the first half. But after that, all they were able to get was a field goal.
Yeah. Yep.
I think you know what? I swear from watching this team, I can't ever figure it out. And I think Kirby and this is where I give Kirby a lot of credit. Kirby adapts really quickly, kind of like the T-1000. I think Kirby has figured, okay, we don't have the just shut you down defense that we have, like the wire to wire shut you down defense. So what we're going to do is we're going to see what you're coming with and where you're going. And we're going to adjust and make in-game adjustments. And I definitely have to say that Kirby's in-game adjustments this season have been insane because there were times I thought that the game was as good as gone. You know what I mean? The way we were playing.
Right. And then just what you're saying about Kirby, the defense, Kirby actually said it wasn't him. It was Schumann. Schumann, he said he has an encyclopedia of adjustments is what he actually said. Like Schumann has an encyclopedia of adjustments that we can that we can make. And I was like, oh, really? Okay. All right.
I'm looking at Carson Beck here, see if how close he is to breaking this record. He might do it. He's completed 231 passes this season. Realistically speaking, with the 2 games coming up and the SEC championship, he could break that record because Stetson's record is 310.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's what I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drift off on you there, but he had a great game. Okay. And how about our guy? Your cousin's still going off about the 49ers over there in the comments there. How about our guy the guy that couldn't
Say
stay
it.
healthy all season,
That's right.
Kendall
right.
Milton, had a big day.
He had a huge day. That's correct.
He had a huge day. 9 rushes, 127 yards. I see your guy Cash Jones got back out there. He only got one touch, but he's out there. He managed to make an appearance. I thought he was on a milk carton.
I think he's been hurt, but I'm not positive. I can't find any more info on him.
He wasn't on the injury reports. That's the thing that got me.
Yeah, but maybe I don't know. Who knows? That boy needs to get back out there. I've been saying his name, Cash Jones. But anyway,
that's the only reason you want him back out there, so you can say Cash Jones.
Oh man, he's a beast. I wish he could play.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, this is what we've been talking about all season. And if any of you that are watching this right now, whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching the replay, thank you those of you that are watching live right now. By the way, thank you those of you that are watching the replay. We've been saying all season, we need to play a complete game. We really need to go from wire to wire because there's no telling what's waiting on the other side. As is, we got to match up against Bama in the SEC championship. Assuming for the sake of discussion we get by Bama, there's no telling who's waiting in the CFP. It could be Michigan. It could be Ohio State. I can't say that with a straight face knowing Michigan and Ohio State are going to play each other, but it could be Ohio State right now. It could be Washington. It could be Florida State. It could be Oregon. And you can't just go out there and half step because there's no telling what they're bringing to the table. And definitely know you can't go out there and half step against Michigan.
Right.
Out of all the teams I mentioned, Michigan is on a mission. They're after the coach. They're after the program. They might have to vacate wins 2-3 years down the road. Those boys said, well, if you're going to take it, we gonna give you something to remember when you take it, if you take it. And if you don't take it, we coming.
Right. And it'll be definitely they think about it last time we faced them. So we definitely better watch out for them for sure.
That was painful to watch for a lot of. I was working at the time with a couple of Michigan fans. They were like, they saw me on Monday, like, you didn't have to do my boys like that.
Hey, I was surprised. I think you were too.
I thought it was going to be. I honestly thought it was going to be a more evenly matched game. I did.
Well, me too.
And that's the way I look. That's the way I look at that. But dude, McConkey again in the clutch. They say he got scraped up a little bit, but he should be good for next week against old Tennessee.
Yeah, I think it was an ankle. I think he went into 10, came out with tape on the ankle from what I read.
I don't think he sprained it. I think he might have got scraped a little bit, was bleeding. I think that's what it said. He had some kind of bloody injury or whatever. So now I didn't make a graphic for this, and not to look past these last two games. We got Tennessee coming up this weekend. I think we're going to go in there and quiet a few folks in Neyland Stadium. We may see some more trash thrown on the field. But what are your thoughts as far as just looking forward to, and we'll get in more in depth with this especially the week before the SEC championship. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I was actually happy, and I was happy what I saw this weekend. I mean, as far as the defense goes, I mean, and the offense. Obviously, we didn't mention that we did not have one negative play on offense, and if we can contain, it's SEC, man. So, I mean, Tennessee, I think we're going to win the game, but I mean, like I said, like we always say, it could be any given Saturday. I mean, we just got to take this complete game and build on it. I mean, I'm not hugely scared of anything particularly, but I mean, we just got that 4 quarters of complete football. We need to keep that going.
You're 100% right, especially against Nick Saban's team.
Yeah.
Now, I was actually able to get a man on the street interview with an Alabama fan about what they thought about how things are going, how things were looking for the SEC championship, and they had this to say.
Ain't nobody worried about no Georgia.
That right there is our guy, Jermaine Funny Main Johnson. You can find him on Facebook and YouTube. He is a huge Alabama content creator. His weekly recaps are absolutely epic. If you don't watch it, I'm gonna give you some recaps to watch here. I keep meaning to put these down in the comments and show them some love. I'm gonna give you some recaps to watch here. SEC recaps. SEC shorts. Killer.
Yeah.
Matt Mitchell, one man show. Killer. Scooter Magruder, Florida fan. Killer. And Jermaine Funny Maine Johnson. Those four. That's all you need for your SEC funny recaps. Every Sunday, Monday, make sure you go check them out. We'll be sure to hashtag them in the to at them in the description on the YouTube here. When we do
yeah,
short,
and they're pretty on time too. They pretty much they put out their content pretty
very timely. You don't have to wait for it.
Yep, that's right.
It's not one of those content creators that be like, well, maybe I'll do a video this week. No, it'll be up. As a matter of fact, all four of them should have videos up right now talking about what's going on. Let's see.
If not yesterday, but I mean,
oh yeah, yesterday was Sunday, wasn't it? Most of them kind of wait till Monday. Well, no, Jermaine, Funny Man puts his up on Sundays.
That's why I like Funny Man, because he actually is a Bama fan. He's a real Bama fan. I mean, he actually tells it like it is.
Yep, he's a real from Alabama fan who can tell you who all the coaches are other than Bear Bryant, Gene Stallings, and Nick Saban.
The normal talking points for most fans, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So to be completely honest, you got a dual threat quarterback.
Yeah.
Which we faced last year in Jaden Daniels and LSU. You got a dual threat quarterback. He's got a roster of, I won't call them no names, but the kids, the receivers are on point. The weakest part, I think, of Alabama's game is their run game. Their defense is very stout. They got Kool-Aid McKinstry back there in the secondary, and he's kind of become, name notwithstanding, he has become a standout DB for that squad.
For sure.
And like I said, we'll talk some more about that as the game gets closer. But I just wanted to get your 2 cents on that just now, knowing that that's who we're facing in the upcoming weeks. So next up, the Dawgs travel to Neyland Stadium to play the Volunteers. Volunteers had so much promise at the beginning of this season, didn't they?
They did. They absolutely did. I don't know what happened.
To be completely honest, neither do I. I don't see this being a problem for the Dawgs, to be completely honest. I mean, when they've played good teams, they have lost, which still has me scratching my head over the Florida game. I guess I think maybe Tennessee was looking past Florida to UTSA because that's who they had the following week. But they played Alabama. They lost by 2 touchdowns. They played Missouri. They lost by 29 points.
Yeah, they lost by
so when they match up, they're not pound for pound. I think they were better at pound for pound last year, and we see what happened then. So I foresee this being another. I don't want to say it's going to be a runaway, but I don't think it's going to be pretty either.
I don't either. I mean, it's kind of looking like that Ole Miss game. I mean, I think the lineup is the same. I mean, it's just right now it's about 10. We're getting 10.5, and the over under is 59.5. So, I mean, it has potential for being beat down. I don't want to say it right off. I don't want to come out right and say it, but it has the potential to be ugly. But as long as we can keep it moving, I'm happy where we're at right now. So I mean, keep it moving.
And Jenna hit it right on the head. The Dawgs are definitely peaking at the right time.
I think we got some more to go though.
You can't pick a better time to peak than at the end of the season. God, man, and the Georgia Tech game, you know what? It's not fun anymore, man.
No, you're right.
It's not fun anymore. I mean, it's good to win the game, but it's not fun anymore. I, like our dear friend Uncle Lou, was kind of looking forward to this game because Georgia Tech had built up a little win streak. And then this past Saturday came, and they just Lucy pulled the football right out from under Charlie Brown again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. But correct me if I'm wrong. Like next year, we don't play Georgia Tech next year. The new lineup, do we?
Yeah, we kept that rivalry game. We kept
kept that
that game.
rivalry?
We kept that game, the Florida game, and the Auburn game. We kept those three.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure they got. I mean, yeah, I think that was a lot of the all the uproar was them trying to take away the in-state stuff, and they're like, no, we need to keep the in-state.
I don't know how that's going to work in future years, but right now that rivalry's solid.
Yeah.
Now watch this. Watch the conference expand out one more time. We add a couple more teams, and we do away with the Georgia Tech rivalry, and then Georgia Tech start knocking people in the head, and then their fans start saying stuff like, "Dogs don't want to play us now. Y'all got rid of us. It's a good thing y'all got rid of us when you did." Because that's just the kind of stuff.
You better be glad. You better be glad. Yeah,
especially on the internet. Like, don't you have a slide rule somewhere you need to go calibrate?
You're right. Hey.
I mean, I can make fun of nerds because I'm a nerd too. That's the only reason I know what the hell a slide rule is.
No, what's a protractor? Protractor. What else we get?
You got look. You bumping the guy in the hallway. You bumping the guy in the bar. He most likely drop his cell phone, his earbuds, maybe his car keys. You dropping the kid going to Georgia Tech. He drop a slide rule, or protractor, or compass, or three of them scientific calculators.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Oh man, I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna make too fun of them that bad. I'm not gonna make fun of them bad for being. You know what? Ain't nothing wrong with being smart. It's just the fact that for a school that is so widely known for its academics, it's just hard for me to take them seriously as a football team.
Yeah. I mean, well, they had way back in the day. I don't know how long.
Yeah, in 91, 92.
Yeah.
91, 92, they won a share of the national championship, and I forgot who it was with. And then they named the stadium. I think Bobby Dodd was their coach then, was he not?
I believe you're correct.
And then they named the stadium after him. They was like, we're gonna name the stadium after him right now because we don't know if this is ever gonna happen again.
Yeah. Fun fact: that when I was in college out there on Lake Lanier, I actually delivered furniture to O'Leary. Remember when Coach O'Leary was the coach for Georgia Tech?
I do not.
Yeah, George O'Leary.
I never knew who the coach was for Georgia Tech until Bobby Dodd, and I haven't kept track since then because they have a new one every 3 years.
Well, that's the only reason I knew is I was like, "Who's that?" We go to a big old house on Lake Lanier. Oh, no, Lake Sinclair. Sorry, Lake Sinclair, and big old house, and it was his wife. We didn't get to see him, but she gave us a cool, crisp $100 bill. Me and another boy. I was like, "Hey,
nice,
all right."
Very nice. Have you checked the $2 bills yet to see if they're worth the thousands of dollars that the internet is saying that they're worth?
Oh boy, I got a few of them.
Yeah.
Nah, they probably ain't one. My luck ain't one. The $2 ain't worth $2.
Right. Well, gosh, man. You know what? Have we run out of steam? Nah, we haven't run out.
We got through this quick tonight, man.
Yeah, we did. We had quite a bit. We had quite a bit to talk about this evening. For those of you that are just joining, we're on the tail end of this week in UGA football. Mr. Fingers live from the 405, Colin P. from the DMV, talking all things Georgia football, all things SEC football. What do you got next week for the game against Tennessee? What's your prediction?
Oh, score? Let's see. Will we score 50?
We hung a 50 burger on Ole Miss. And Ole Miss is a good football program. Good, not great, but good. Get your popcorn ready.
Get your popcorn ready. All right, let's do this. How about what was it? 50, 52? I don't know how this is going to work. 56 to 56. I don't think they're going to. I'll say 56 to.
You think they're going to get more than 17?
No, I was going to say 14 or maybe 10. I'll go 56-10.
56-10. That's you. Okay. I'm going to say 49. How do I parse this out? 49-9. 3 field goals. That's all I'm giving them.
That's it. 49-9. That's good. That's good.
That's pretty close. Jenna says 49-17. I tell you what, Jenna, I'll make you a deal. I will make you a deal. Jenna, if your score is right on the head, and it's got to be right on the head, if Georgia scores 49 and they hold Tennessee to 17, I will send you one of these hats. Y'all heard it here.
I like what she said. Kirby will put our 2s and 3s in the third quarter.
You know what, bro? You don't even have one of these yet. I need to get you one.
I know. Yeah.
I keep saying that. And you know, like, how's that look? I got. Anyway. Oh, goodness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are near the end of our program. This is the time of the show where we take a little time to reflect. 58 minutes off the clock, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The whistle is blown. No longer exists in college football, but you're still going to get the 2-minute warning. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, a 2-minute warning. This is the conclusion to the show. This is a time when we just take a little time. Sometimes what we talk about is funny. Sometimes it's poignant. Sometimes it can be a little sad. You know what? We're a little late here to the party with this, but I would like to take the opportunity. This past weekend, we had 2 events take place. The first of which on Friday being the birthday of the United States Marine Corps. You can, and we all have made jokes. Every branch of service has made their jokes about the Marine Corps, the crayon eaters, and all of that good stuff. But I tell you what, there's nobody else that if I had to go to battle and end the battle, there's nobody else I'd rather go to battle with those guys, because they are they have a whole lot of never say quit in them, 100%. I have several cousins that served in the Marine Corps. I had a nephew that served in the Marine Corps. And so thank you, Marines, and happy birthday. And then on Saturday, the day formerly known as Armistice Day, which was then rebranded and renamed, not rebranded. Oh, wow. It's rebranded. That's a new thing, which was renamed Veterans. That's so Gen Z, rebranded. It was renamed Veterans Day and has been Veterans Day from that day to this. Yours truly having spent 9.5 years with the U.S. Army. And I normally every year I take a minute to post and say, you know, this whole thank you and the whole I do solemnly swear. I started looking through my posts, man. Every other post from every other year has an oath of service in it. I do solemnly swear to uphold, defend, and protect the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and to bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and to obey the orders of the officers appointed over me, the President of the United States, and according to such in the Code of the United States, the Uniform Code of Military Justice, so help me God. That was 30 years ago this past March. I still almost remember all of it.
Well, thank you for your service, my friend. I think I've told you that before, but I do appreciate it.
But I do, to my brothers and sisters that served, we appreciate. All of us appreciate you. Even the folks that say they don't, if the bullets start flying, they will appreciate you too. Trust me. So I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you, and that's what I got from my 2-minute warning. Colin, I'm passing the mic, sir.
Yes, sir. And piggyback on that, those that are watching in Oklahoma, we got my cousin Aaron. He actually was a Marine, or is a Marine. I think I did the thank you.
Hoorah, Devil Dog. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. So they Got some other family members that are in the service as well. So thank you to those. Love you to death. But actually, I want to say a heartfelt happy birthday to my mom. I mean, the greatest mom in the world.
Is her birthday today?
No, it was her birthday on yesterday, actually. 11
Oh,
12 on the 12th. Yep.
that's right. She told.
Yeah.
I'm horrible. She told me that too. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday
dear
to you.
Ma Dukes. Happy birthday to you.
That's right. That's
And
right.
many more. Fair, fair, fair,
Yeah.
fair, fair.
Yeah, I want to send a heartfelt, happy birthday to the greatest mom in the world. Growing up, having parents I had, it's definitely a blessing. And to the family I got. I mean, you guys in Oklahoma, I miss y'all to death. I mean, I'm trying to make my way out there. I got fingers out there too, but I'm
Come on,
definitely
bro.
going to try to get back out there or get out there in general. Love you guys too. Basically, that's all I got. I mean, I'm just happy that you guys
Dude,
are actually watching this.
you told me that your family was in Edmond and they weren't far. Now, realistically speaking, they ain't that far. But I know exactly where they live. I go out of my neighborhood
Uh-huh.
and I make a left and I just keep
You're
riding.
that close?
Yeah, I go not that close, but I make a
Okay.
left and I keep riding. It's about 12 miles. No, I forgot how long it was. But and then you ride until you stop seeing subdivisions and then you start seeing big houses on lots of land with horses. And
Yeah.
then you get back. By the time I tell you this, the reason I know exactly where they are is because a coworker of mine got married back in April, and I
Uh,
went to her wedding. So when you get to the dead end of the road, you can either go right or left. You go to the left, and it's to the wedding venue. You go to the right, and it's the neighborhood where your cousin lives. But
oh wow.
they live out there where depending on what kind of cell phone you got, your service ain't so good.
Okay. You know that.
Just saying. Like I said, I was out there at a wedding. It was fun times, but I couldn't make no calls till I drove about 2 miles back towards my house.
Well, shoot, man, you don't need to hang out then. I mean, I'm telling you, my cousins are a hoot. I'm telling you, mom's having a great old time out there now. But,
Well, just so you know, cousins and cousins, I am hosting a karaoke show this
I told him
Friday
about
and
that.
this Saturday in down in the city. So if you are interested, please get at me. Definitely will let you know where, when, and where. I'll be putting up an announcement at something. You know me, I don't play. I'm working on a promo right now. I gotta hurry up and put it up by like Wednesday.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you'll definitely. Yeah, you won't miss them. They are a fun time. I'll tell you what.
Yep. Well, having said all of that, we want to thank each and every one of you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today. Not that one. That's the one we want.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We do appreciate each and every one of you to take the time to tune in.
The Collins family members, all of you, we appreciate you for tuning in. My Dukes, happy birthday. It was good meeting you and Pops this past weekend. I hope you don't mind if I call y'all My Dukes and Pops. If you got better nicknames you like better, please let me know. It was great having breakfast with you. Congratulations to your cousin. What's your cousin's name that got married again?
Was it? Help me out, Eric. I'm sorry. Was it Aaron? Was it?
You don't know your cousin's name.
I can't remember what. Hold on. Yeah, I think it was Aaron.
Look, you got to check. Well, congratulations on the nuptials. If you're free, maybe you can come party with us this weekend. I'm working Friday and
Oh, it's
Saturday.
Brennan. I'm sorry. I apologize, family. Brennan, his first son. My apologies.
Lord
Go ahead.
have mercy, Jesus.
My bad.
Gosh. We do appreciate each and see you got me so messed up, man. Don't even know which one of your family members got married.
Got so many of them, bro. You know how it goes.
I got them too. I'm getting
old. Remember we talking about that brain thing? Never mind. Go ahead. I'm interrupting. Go ahead.
Bro, don't get me started on the brain thing because then I will forget what I was doing. Anyway, we appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in today. Until next Monday, you all have a great week. There will be some on this very same YouTube channel. There will be updates and shorts and things like that you will see pop up on Saturday. Please feel free to watch them. Make sure you like them. And if you really like them, give them a share. We will catch y'all next time. But until then, Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
What's that coming down the track? What's that coming down the track? It's the mean machine in the red and black. It's the mean machine in red and black. Nothing finer in the land. Nothing finer in the land. Than a drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan. Obnoxious Georgia